All right, Sean. Well, right now the whole world has been flipped on its head. And I don't know about you, but when I go downstairs, a lot of the conversations that Bill and I are having right now are financial.
Mhm.
And just because we're all staying at home, it doesn't keep us from planning ahead.
Absolutely. Joining us now is attorney Collins Hunsaker. He is here with Jeffrey Burr Limited, and it's great having you, sir. Welcome in.
Oh, thank you.
Let's talk about, first of all, your business. Tell us what you do and whether or not you're open as normal right now.
Well, we're not quite open as normal, but we're definitely still working along. So we're an estate planning firm here in Las Vegas, and we definitely have a lot of people that are changing their workloads and work schemes based upon the new parameters that we've been advised to follow. Some people are working from home, some people are working in the office, but we're trying to obviously be available for those that are concerned about their estate planning matters.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Well, you can see that Sean and I are working from home. We made that adjustment very quickly. And so it's good to know that many people in your firm are doing the same. Right now, are you seeing a bit of a surge in people wanting to contact you to do, say, estate planning? It seems like that kind of thing is top of mind for a lot of people right now.
Yeah, most definitely. People are very concerned about what is going on in the world and where their state of affairs rest. Whether it's who would be in charge of their financial situation if they were to become incapacitated, to who's going to make healthcare decisions in the event of a long-term incapacity or even a short-term incapacity. There's definitely a lot of people calling existing clients that are concerned about these changes that have not occurred that they've often contemplated over the last few years, and so they're hurrying in and trying to give us guidance as to what changes they'd like to make, as well as people that have nothing in place that are concerned about where their estate stands, who would be the care providers for their children, things of that nature.
Yeah, we discussed this on the show before where, you have to kind of prepare for the thing you don't want to think about. And I think this is kind of forcing us all to think like that right now. What do you recommend for somebody that wants to get a plan in order, get their affairs in order? How do they get started? Is it intimidating?
We try to make it as not intimidating as possible. We do our best to try to simplify the process, but for most people, essentially, it really depends on what type of assets they might have. For
Yeah.
most people, a simple will be a good place to start. If they're concerned about matters of probate that we can always get into in more detail over a consultation, they may consider having a trust. But even the most simple documents as powers of attorney for financial matters or healthcare matters would be something that I would strongly recommend somebody having in place, whether they have some assets or a lot of assets.
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. What do you advise in terms of these online wills? There's a lot of forms that you can now, gather yourself. Are they legally, official? Can we rely on things on the internet, or do we need to work through someone like you?
Well, I think you go by the caveat buyer beware, and sometimes you don't have to pay anything to get those type of documents. But I would say this to those that are considering the do-it-yourself process: you really have to be careful. If you have done something yourself and you're concerned about the legality of it, the only way to have assurance that it is truly viable in the event something does happen is to have a licensed attorney that understands these types of laws and how they'll perform in the event of an incapacity or a death situation. Sometimes the attorneys in the office will share these horror stories of things that we've seen, and there are many horror stories that we see with people that do documents themselves.
Yeah.
Sometimes, though, to be quite honest, things are okay, but the only way to absolutely know for certain is if things are looked at by a licensed attorney.
Well, if you're going to go through the trouble of doing the online way, you want to make sure that whatever you're doing, I mean, obviously your heart's in the right place. You want to make sure that whatever you're doing is actually going to stick and your wishes are going to be granted going forward. How does somebody get the ball rolling with you if they wanted to look into this?
Well, the great thing is that through this whole process, we've adapted. We've adapted our protocols. Normally, someone would call in, set up a time to come in and sit with myself, one of the other attorneys. And nowadays, realizing that being out in the public is maybe something that we need to exercise more caution regarding. We do offer teleconference consultations. We do video conferencing nowadays as well to try to ease that process. So if somebody is interested in consulting with myself and one of the other attorneys at the firm, they can simply pick up the phone and give us a call.
Awesome. Attorney, it's great having you.
Excellent.
I appreciate it. Thank you.
Appreciate you. Thank you for the work that you're doing. And just to let
Sean,
you know,
did you just call him attorney?
yes, that's what he is. Thank you so much.
No, that's funny. No, it's funny. It's just funny. Go ahead, host. Go ahead.
Okay, fine, host. Wow, thank you so much. Hey, if you want to learn more about Jeffrey Burr Limited, you can go to the website you see right there, or the phone number on your screen as well. Get your affairs in order. Jeffrey Burr Limited, a proud sponsor of the Morning Blend, and may I add, an attorney.
What? Ah.